Hey, what's up, folks? This is Jesse with Keeping It Real Finance, the channel that always has your back and tells it like it is. Today's video is going to be all about Ubix, or UBX. I don't know if you've been seeing this one, but I've been seeing this one all across my Twitter feed lately with people getting into this project. So I took a few requests, and lo and behold, this one kept coming up and coming up, so I figured what better time than now to drop a video on it. So that's what I'm going to be doing today. So we're going to be giving you a thorough review on the project, what it's all about, where we think it may be headed, as well as a price prediction for where it could end up at the end of this year. Now, I would say this one is a little trickier to try and predict because there's not as much info on it as other projects. So I'm just putting that out there, all right? Now, as always, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and if you click the bell, you'll be made aware whenever I post content just like this. All right? Now let's get it going. So what is UBX? Well, Ubix Ecosystem is a hybrid DAG, or directed acyclic graph, featuring smart contracts and sharding that is designed to integrate blockchains, various types of consensus, into a single peer-to-peer network. Now, Ubix is considered a hybrid system because it has private and public blockchains in it. And I have an easy-to-read graph that shows you how it works. So if you're following, the user goes to the super application, which is the interface, internal API, and app, onward to the joint meme pool, integrated heterogeneous blockchains, to the DAG-based distributed ledger. You get all that? So let me explain it this way. The ecosystem includes decentralized applications, a launchpad, an exchange, and a super application known as Ubikiri, which can be found at ubikiri.com. And here's a quick overview of the Ubix ecosystem when we insert this chart. Now, I'm not going to read all of these to you, but if you want to pause the video now, it would be the time to do so, okay? Now, probably the largest benefit that I can see of UBX is that if you hold over 1 million UBX, which is the minimum staking requirement for this one to earn rewards, you receive 0 to 10% airdrops per day on a sliding return on investment, or ROI. Now, those wondering if this is sustainable, theoretically, yes. So a user on Twitter going by the name of CryptoSteve says there are 34 billion out of 1 trillion coins in circulation, which would mean just over 3.4%. Now, CryptoSteve says the rewards are halved after a year. So, going off what CryptoSteve said, I went and actually found the information on the Ubix website, and it is on there, so that's where he's pulling it from. Now, I also found a chart from Ubix, which you can see here, that has the ROI on a sliding scale, not quite halved. So year 1 is 36%, year 2 is 25%, year 3 is 19%, and so on. Now, Ubix does say that it would never actually go to 0, so it's going to continue sending you rewards for quite a long time for staking, okay? Now, the plan is that they'll continue the airdrops until all of the coins are in circulation, and after 20 years, the liquidity fund should be reduced to 30%, as seen here in this image, okay? Now, Ubix also just recently completed a bridge with the Binance Smart Chain, which allows you to swap Ubix from an ERC20 token to a BEP20, which can be used on PancakeSwap. Now, for a little background, Ubix is founded by Max Bruce, CEO, and Alexei Petrov, he is the CFO. Both studied at the Moscow Institute of Physics and Technology, okay? So here's what I like about this project. It's not easy to purchase yet, which creates an investment opportunity, right? This one's a little bit tricky to get a hold of, and I'll talk about how you can do that in a minute. Secondly, the tech involved is highly advanced, as evidenced by their chart, and it's obvious from the website that they've put a lot of work into this thing. This isn't just something that's made up. They put a lot of work into it, okay? Now, the staking rewards are also really high and affordable to meet the minimum of 1 million tokens at this point in time. So I think a lot of people could do this. Now, I see the opportunities on this one kind of like it's a big puzzle and it's missing a few pieces, right? So first of all, the market cap data is provided by Ubix, yet neither coinmarketcap.com or coingecko.com have it. They don't have anything on market cap. So that's sort of a head scratcher. So I feel like they need their market cap data available to the masses. In some of these projects that I review, you end up finding out right up front that they have significant corporate backing. So think about the review I did on HBAR. There's so many companies backing that project, it's crazy. Now, in this project, I couldn't find any, which tells me they're doing it themselves from the ground up. And that explains why the staking is so high. So they're just building this thing straight from the ground up, right? Now, I also couldn't find any information on partnerships other than the various trading and staking options, which you can see here. And this is where you can attempt to get the coin, okay? Now, one last thing I'd like to mention too is somebody else had mentioned on Twitter that in every post they do, they need to do a hashtag with Ubix or UBX in it. And they said, you really need to do this to get the word out on this project, you know? And I kind of think they have a point. So maybe marketing is something that's a bit of an opportunity here, right? Now, when I looked for news on Ubix, coinmarketcal.com had nothing and Google had nothing. So the only news I could find on Ubix was straight off of the Ubix Twitter page, which kind of gives you updates on what's happening here, all right? So let's talk token. So per Ubix's website, 34.6 billion is in circulation, meaning market cap as of today, 3/29, is roughly $23.4 million. So it's well under a $1 billion market cap. So this is potentially one of those hidden gems that you always hear people talking about, looking for coins under 1 billion. This is well under that at $23 million, okay? So far this year, UBX went from 0.000008 to 0.0006693 as of the recording of this video, or an 83.66x so far this year. Now, if it kept the same rate of growth, it would basically 345x on the year and go all the way up to 0.00277,599. Now, which at that point, in order to get to 1 million UBX tokens, you would need to invest roughly 2,776. So that's a little higher from today, where you're kind of right around $750 you would meet the minimum on this one. So I basically see this one continuing to grow as long as the staking minimum is affordable. Sometimes, you know, some of these other coins have a similar model to this one. They do end up going up even when it gets less and less affordable. The coin will still go up if the chart looks good, right? So that doesn't really have a lot to do with the staking in particular, but it can happen. Now, I also don't really see this one reaching the pennies just yet until it announces some partnerships, some corporate backing. So really what you're doing here is you're investing in the liquidity stage of building a project from the ground up. That's what you're doing. You're funding this project from the ground up, right? So if it did a 15x from where it is today, it would basically hit a penny, 0.01. My prediction on this one from now till the end of the year is I think this is possible from today to possibly 10 to 15x on this coin. This is one of these ones that, you know, sometimes you look at the charts and it says, oh, this coin did, you know, 11,000% this past year. This could be one of those. I mean, it looks like it could go up into penny land. And especially if it could potentially get listed on a few more exchanges, get a little easier to buy, you know, it could go even higher, right? But the main thing here is that the staking has to be affordable for the average person to want to sink in that amount of money, right? That's kind of a crux of all this, as I see it. So the largest part, the benefit of this one is absolutely the staking right now. But in order to do it, you would have to buy the coins and then move them to Ubix's Ubiquity wallet. So you would have to create a wallet through their platform, and that's where you would stake it, okay? I did see, another user on Twitter that was a little hesitant about that, saying, I'm not just sending my coins, my money over there. This is how the project works, okay? That's how they all work, Ada has the Daedalus wallet, a lot of these projects have their own wallet, okay? So where most people tend to pick up Ubix is on KuCoin, excuse me. And what they end up doing is that you have to purchase Ethereum, or you trade Ethereum into KuCoin, at which point then you trade it for Ubix. That's how this works for UBX, okay? So I've heard that there are some expensive fees if you're moving Ethereum into KuCoin. Maybe it's cheaper to just buy the Ethereum on KuCoin. I don't know, people in the comments, if you want to comment on this, let us know the way that you're doing it. But that's the main way that I've heard about doing this. And that does work here in the USA. So that's one way to do it through KuCoin. You just trade Ethereum to UBX, all right? So that's it, that's the bottom line here. 10 to 15x is possible. Outside of that, I mean, the staking rewards are absolutely a monster in this one. So that's really the selling feature here. But as I said, it doesn't come without risk, because really this project is still kind of at the ground level. This is liquidity. This is they're just kind of building liquidity here to get this thing moving, right? It wasn't too long ago that they actually just kind of got their website going. So it's at the very early stages of this one. And this is probably why, a lot of people on Twitter are kind of like jumping right into this one. Because it's at the beginning. Staking rewards are great. And so the sooner you get in, the way I look at it is a $750 investment worth it on a project like this? Have you lost more than $750 at other times, and were you okay afterwards? Yeah, I don't think you would necessarily lose in this one. It seems stable. They just don't really have any news, any marketing of big things on the horizon. It's just not there yet. So it's at the early phase. All right. So that's it for today's video on Ubix and the UBX token. So leave any comments you got. Let me know what you think about this one. As I said, it's kind of floating under the radar a little bit on Twitter, but it seems to be gaining some steam, and that's why the chart had kind of jumped a little recently on this one. But I did want to do a video on it because of those requests. So, as always, if you have more requests, just let me know. And if you enjoyed the video today, make sure to hit the like button. All right? So don't forget that I am also on Twitter at KIR Finance, where I'm tweeting and retweeting on a regular basis. And for a friendly reminder, this is Jesse with Keeping It Real Finance, the channel that always has your back and tells it like it is. And I will see you on the next one. Later.